Hello, in this video we're going to make a spider mum. We're going to make the 3.5 inch, but if you were making the smaller version, like the 2.25 inches, it's made exactly the same. So you're going to cut all of your petals according to the instruction document, and you can cut a sepal and a leaf at your discretion depending what you're using them for, but I definitely would probably at least do the sepal. And optional would be pan pastels, just stress oxide, chalk, or ink that I just added a little bit of color to the center to define it a little bit and add a little bit of realism to the flower. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a bone folder. You can also use like the paper curler, whichever you have in your stash. So I like the bone folder. Very similar to like when you're curling ribbon. So I have them stacked by size, which keeps me in order, in line. So I just like to flip it over so my large ones are on the bottom. So I'm going to stack them by size. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to curl them. Super easy flower. You just go around and curl all the edges. So those two are the same size, so we're going to keep them together. Actually, I think that was the same. So you just go around and you pull it so it curls the edge a little. So when I hold it, I hold one with my hand, and then the other one I'm just gently pulling. So I'm holding them at the base, so that way I know I'm not going to rip them off. If you do, just glue them back on. And again, you want to keep them in order. So I'm just going to put these to the side. And just pull ever so slightly to curl them under. And all of them are styled the same, all the petals here. So I usually only style the petals that are all the same size. With this one you could potentially do 2 different sizes. And the last 3 are the center, so I'm going to save those and we're going to add some color. So I'm going to pull out my paper I've been using, which is underneath. And I just lay them out. So the color, this is from Recollection Spice Market, so that's the persimmon, I can't say it, persimmon color. And then this I'm using is Rusty Hinge. You could use any color depending on what color cardstock you're using. And this is an optional step, so I just colored the entire petal. And again, you could use pan pastels, you could use chalk. If you're using chalk, you might want to spray the petal to make sure it doesn't rub off on anything. You can use inks, whatever you have in your stash. Just gives it a little bit of color. And then flip them over. I was doing both sides. I'm going to take my 3 smallest petals, stack them, and then I just curl them slightly. Just like we did all the other petals. And we're going to set them over there. Did I forget to do the one side? It looks like it. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our flower. So again, you want to keep them lined up in order. So we're going to take our flower shaping mat, and we're going to just add some glue. We're going to look for our petal and place it in between, just like we do every other flower. You can rotate it, and then you can curl the center a little bit with your metal ball stylus. Add a little bit of hot glue. Place the petals in the middle. Try and go in between the previous layers petals. And if you notice one of them's flat, what you can do is just pull the metal ball stylus towards you and it lifts the petal up. Again, I like to rotate my flower and then place it in between. And again, we're just going down by size. So for every layer, I'm rolling it with the metal ball stylus, which has a different size metal ball at the end of each end. And it comes in a pack of 4. And it just allows you to lift the petals up. And you want to roll it on something soft like the flower shaping mat. If you are in need of any flower tools, I do offer them in my Etsy shop. We still have to fan it out and shape it like the other one. And like I said, a super easy flower to make. You're just coming down and kind of looking at the previous layer's petals to try and get them in the center there. I'm going to leave that one out, and then for the last 3, we're going to start from the center and work our way out. You're going to roll the center. I'm using the smallest metal ball stylus tip. You just fold it up. Add a dab of glue, and we're going to place it inside the next one. So I just try and eyeball it again in the middle there. Fold it up and around. And you can see it has just a slightly different color than our outer layers. And then fold it up. And then I'm going to press down in the center, and it gives it more of a curved shape. Add a little bit of hot glue. And then you can fold these and press down just a little. We're going to glue it in the center. Make sure you're standing directly over your flower. Okay, and then before we shape it, we're going to curl our petals a little. So we're going to take a dowel rod. I place it down the middle of my petal, thumb on top, thumb and index finger on either side, and I just roll it slightly. If you were stemming it, you should poke the hole in it and then bend your wire and then glue it to here to glue on the back. If that makes sense. We're going to add a little bit of hot glue. I did roll my center. Now we're going to shape it. So I like to pull some down. Just separate them all. And then for the leaf, I take a smaller embossing tool. So this is from Dollar Tree. I like to put a line down the center, down each of the smaller petals, and then I come in towards the center on each of them. So now we're going to come down the other side and then towards each of the middle lines. And then what you can do is go over it with your larger metal ball stylus. And then you can see on the back the veining that it does. And then if you needed to, you could curl. Some of the petals, just because a leaf may be curled a little bit, like on the tree laying on the ground. And there you have 2 of the 3.5, and then 1 2 1/4 roughly. And that is a spider mum. Thanks for watching.